What toxic family tradition did you break that cost you everything? Growing up, my family had this thing called failure day. Every time someone messed up, bad grades, getting fired, anything, we'd have a family meeting where that person had to sit in the middle of the living room while everyone took turns listing all their disappointments. My dad started it when I was 5. He'd been raised by his military grandfather who believed shame was the best teacher. Right men don't coddle weakness, my dad would say, pointing to the framed medals on our wall. My first failure day happened in 2nd grade. I got a D on my spelling test and hid it in my backpack. When mom found it while cleaning, she called everyone to the living room. I remember sitting on that scratchy brown ottoman while my dad, mom, and older brother took turns telling me how I'd let them down. I wasn't allowed dinner that night. Hunger sharpens the mind, Dad said. My brother Jake got really good at avoiding failure days. He kept a notebook of excuses and alibis. I found it under his bed once. All these practice stories about why late assignments weren't his fault. Never volunteer information, he whispered to me, and always have someone else to blame. The worst part wasn't even the meetings. It was how we started hiding everything from each other. Mom would sneak glasses of wine in the laundry room. Dad would change the oil in his truck 3 times a month just to get away from the house. When I was 14, my failure day was about getting caught kissing a boy from my math class. My parents made me call my grandparents on speakerphone so they could join in. Disappointment runs deeper than blood, my grandmother said. Jake stopped coming to my failure days when he turned 18. He'd just stay in his room with headphones on, but I could see his hands shaking at breakfast the next morning. I started keeping a box under my bed, just cash from my babysitting jobs, my birth certificate I stole from the filing cabinet, and a bus schedule. I called it my someday box. My breaking point came during college. I was home for Thanksgiving when my phone buzzed with a C+ notification from my psych class. My dad saw it over my shoulder. Living room. Now, his voice had that familiar cold edge, but something in me just snapped. No, I said. The silence felt like glass about to break. My mom dropped a serving spoon. What did you just say? Dad's face went red like it did before the really bad failure days. I said no. I'm 20 years old. I'm paying for my own classes. While you're under my roof, then I'm not under your roof anymore. I grabbed my already packed someday box from under my childhood bed and called my roommate to pick me up. Dad blocked the door. If you leave now, don't come back. No more tuition, no more car insurance, nothing. I walked past him anyway. That night, my phone exploded with texts. Mom begging me to apologize. Jake warning me Dad was destroying my childhood photos. Extended family calling me ungrateful. I changed my number the next day. The family group chat leaked that Dad had thrown all my remaining stuff on the front lawn during a rainstorm. My high school yearbooks, childhood teddy bear, everything. Ruined. It's been 3 years. I work 2 jobs to pay for a community college degree. My credit is wrecked from having to drop out of university. Sometimes I eat ramen for days straight. Last Christmas, I spent alone in my studio apartment with a $5 grocery store cake I bought myself. The worst part was losing Jake. He'd always been my shield, teaching me how to survive our parents. But when I left, he chose them. You're being dramatic, he texted before I blocked his number. Just apologize and come home. Last month, Jake called from a new number. Dad had a heart attack, he said. He's asking for you. I almost didn't go. My therapist said I didn't owe them anything, but something pulled me back. Maybe just needing closure. I visited the hospital. Dad looked small in that bed. Tubes everywhere. Mom wouldn't look at me. Jake stood awkwardly in the corner, fiddling with his wedding ring. I hadn't even known he got married. Dad didn't apologize. Neither did I. But he squeezed my hand and said, "You're stronger than all of us, kid." 3 weeks later, I got a small package. Inside was my baby bracelet from the hospital and a check for 1 semester's tuition. No note. I still don't go to family holidays. But last week, my cousin sent me a video of her kid's soccer game. When her daughter missed a goal, my cousin hugged her and said, "That's okay, we'll practice together." I cried watching that 10-second clip on repeat. Yesterday, I got an email from Jake. His wife is pregnant. "No failure days for this kid," he wrote, ever. It cost me my family, my degree, and years of therapy bills I'm still paying off. But somewhere, the chain broke, and that's worth everything I lost.